Super Bowl. After all the hype, it's finally time for football. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and off we go on EA Sports. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. And out of the gun, he'll throw. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
On the handoff, this is Gibbs. Not a whole lot there as he'll get to midfield, and that's all. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. This one complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Now Gibbs. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
First down, and they stick with Gibbs. He'll be taken down after a short pickup. It's at the 27. They'll come up on a second down and 8. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They'll look to throw. To the right side, that's St. Brown. And he will score. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. That one's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10. On play action, here's Milton. Got a man left side. It's caught. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 80 yards for the touchdown. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. Set to go now on first and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
They'll try again here. Second and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incompletely. Might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
The whole idea of the play action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down. Here's the Lions punt team now. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. fake the give, and now it's Milton. Well covered on the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Terrion Arnold. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Here's Gibbs. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. The Lions called their first timeout. Here's 2nd and 9. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Here's 3rd and 2. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They're going to try to run here with Gibbs. And this one's blown up. It's back at the 5-yard line now.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
Whose kick is good. And the Lions will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a throw from Milton. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
He'll get him behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. Ennis Rakestraw there to make the stop. To the air on 3rd down is Milton. That one caught. It's Knox, the tight end. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and good for the 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Here's Milton now on 1st and 10. The coverage too good downfield. They'll wind up taking him down. Milton to the air on second down. That is incomplete.
Rough sequence over these last couple plays. First down sack, second down big play attempt falls incomplete. And now to make matters worse, you got to operate in third and long on a defense that knows they can just pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback.
They come to the line needing 11 here on third down.
19 Tiger.
From the gun, here's Milton. And this ball incomplete on third down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So, 1 quarter down here on Super Bowl Sunday. It's the Lions who have the early lead. And we're back to South Florida after this. A good spot here, second and a yard. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. And some good running there. That's a first down up to the 43.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
First and 10. Once again, it's Gibbs. And this time, they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss, and it's second down.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. They'll run with Gibbs. And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yardage, but it didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be third down.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
And he didn't get the check he was hoping for in that one. That goes into the end zone, and it's a touchback. Drive will start on the ground. He'll push ahead to the 21. Aiden Hutchinson, the former first-rounder, in on the tackle. They'll stick with him again. And he'll work this past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Mekhi Wingo in there on the tackle. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Try and throw with Milton. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
That'll be returnable from the 35. And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. A run here with Gibbs. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
They hand it to Gibbs. He'll get this ahead for about 3. Danielle Hunter with the stop. They face 2nd down and 7.
Let's go now.
Motion man set right. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. He'll work his way only to the 23. To play in the first half of a 3-point game. Back for more on Super Bowl Sunday after this. 2nd down and 8. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. Going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Potentially very big call here. So they come to the line for first down and 10. On the ground, this is Gibbs. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. And he's going to pick up the first down. He'll get down to the 15-yard line.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. He connects with St. Brown. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hands, and results in a completion. The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
They'll bring St. Brown in motion. On 3rd down, they go with Gibbs. He's going to lose yardage. How about the defense standing up in the red zone? They'll mark it at the 10.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. On first down, here's Milton. Stretching the field is Knox. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. Throwing on 1st and 10 is Milton. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll go play action here with Milton. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half. He's got to settle down, have some more efficiency on these early downs, and get his offense into some sort of rhythm.
Second reception of this Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down. Joey Sly comes on. They'll try the field goal here. This a 57-yard attempt. Sly's kick is good. And the Monarchs will cut the lead from 6 down to 3. So we are at halftime here in the Super Bowl. And for the final time this year, we send it to Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. 2 quarters left in the NFL season as we decide a champion. Back underway here at the Super Bowl. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ryan.
Play action. Now it's Milton. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on 1st down. Couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
The Lions called their first timeout.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
So on 1st and 10, here's Milton. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, Mike, I think it's pretty clear what the message was by this head coach at halftime. He said, listen, guys, we're behind. We're trailing. We're going to come out early in this second half and be aggressive from the get-go and cut into this deficit. But oftentimes, reckless decision-making, over-aggressive play calling leads to turnovers. Now, this defense finds themselves heading back out onto the field a little earlier than expected, but they need to hold serve and keep this score right where it is.
Here's 2nd and 6. Straight ahead with Gibbs. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation. And for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack. So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Throw to the right flat. It is caught. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7.
70 Lions. Set.
Throwing is Milton. He's got that complete to Knox. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
He'll get this out to the left flat, and he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Working out of the gun is Milton. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. So it's going to bring up 4th down. The Monarchs special teams unit onto the field. Going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Now a give to Gibbs, running right. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Open man, it's Jameson Williams. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. Now a 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, he'll throw. He'll get this one complete to St. Brown. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
Well, they finally are able to convert on a 3rd down. And, Mike, when you look back at a box score, some of the biggest indications of how well the game went, of course, you don't want to turn the ball over. How do you execute in the red zone? And then how are you on 3rd down? 3rd downs typically lead to long drives. Long drives tend to lead to points. It's not a real complicated formula. Stay on the field. The more snaps, the more plays, the better.
to the air now on 1st and 10. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Got it. Ready? Let's go.
They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They'll look to throw again. He'll look underneath and finds Gibbs. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike, you never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And that is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. They'll fake the give, and now it's Milton. That's into traffic, but taken in. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Milton now to throw on 1st and 10. The tight end, Jonnu Smith, secures it. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Here's Milton now on 1st and 10. That's 3. 3rd time tonight he's been intercepted. And he covers some ground on the return as well. Out of bounds, past the 40-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense. You're defending your own goal line. You got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Out of the pistol, here comes Gibbs.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. He'll look to throw. Now he'll air one out. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Turner. And the Monarchs are going to have it just past their 25.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. On play action, here's... Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
19 Tiger. Track 60.
From the gun, here's Milton. He's going to take a shot down the field. That's the 4th time tonight he's been intercepted. Picked off by Ennis Rakestraw. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
On the handoff, this is Gibbs. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw. Off he goes. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Handoff, Gibbs running left. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Here's a 2nd and 12. Now Gibbs. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. From the gun, here's Gibbs. Here comes Younghoe Koo in a pressure spot. This to make it a 2-possession lead. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. So now, after the made field goal, back out is Koo to kick this one off. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and we'll come out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a throw from Milton. He's going to look downfield once again. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
You know, Mike, the one thing that we used to say is it didn't matter how good you were or how long you played. Eventually, you're just going to have one of those days, and I think for this quarterback, he's got to be able to move on from this pretty quickly because this is about as bad a day in the office as you can imagine.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Here's Gibbs. And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Here's a handoff to Gibbs, left side. And it doesn't appear that he got to that 1st down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down.
Okay, ready? 60 bison, 60 bison.
They're going to try to run here with Gibbs. They will have it at the 24-yard line. That's enough for a 1st down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Once again, it's Gibbs. And we'll see a timeout used by the defense, stopping it right out of the break. 1:57 to go in the game.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. Now this defense will use a 3rd and final timeout, as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. Koo's kick is good. And the Lions will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
On the return, it's Robinson. Now an opening past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. They'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He's going to dial up another deep ball. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you junk the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.